movies I watch every year um, would be Silence of the Lambs, um, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday the 13th, and Halloween.
All awesome choices. Like, those are literally, you could say, four of the best horror movies out there easily.
Yeah. Silence of the Lambs is actually one of my favorite movies. I can watch over and over again, mostly because my mom hates it.
Oh.
Oh, I love that scene when he finally breaks out.
Oh my god, isn't that so creepy?
Yes.
He just peels off the guard's face. Oh, that's so...
I know! And you never see it coming either. That's the crazy part. And come on, it wouldn't be Halloween if somebody didn't watch the Halloween movie. So, kudos to that one.
Oh, I know.
I'm mad the image says 3, though. Triggered.
Oh my god, are you from Tumblr?
Triggered.
You need to go watch that video a couple times.
Right.
Graham Allen, what we all want to say to triggered people, and just let that sink in.
I did watch it a few times.
It was good. What are your top 3?
Mine are kind of weird. So, my favorite ones, I don't watch them just specifically around, like, Halloween. I like horror movies, like, all through the year. But I have to be, like, in the mood to watch them, because I'm a very, like, watching cartoons ass motherfucker. But when I'm in the mood, 13 Ghosts, I like that one.
Oh, I love that movie.
The Babadook, I love that movie.
Oh my god.
The Right is really good.
I haven't seen that one.
The Order, which is about the guy becoming one of the last sin eaters, that one's really good.
Yes, it does.
If you don't like recognize any of those, when I was a kid, I had to watch Pumpkinhead all the time.
Huh.
Like all of them. And
Oh,
Hocus Pocus. That one's...
I love Hocus Pocus.
Yes, that one's good. It's funny. It's a funny, scary movie about witches if you don't know what it is.
It's like a family horror movie for Halloween.
I
like
think
Halloween Town.
Yeah. And, or if you just really want to have, like, the shit scared out of you, you can turn off all the lights and watch somebody play Outlast.
Like me!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But, yeah, I would have to say that those are mine. I really like The Order, though. The Order isn't... how do I want to put this? It's not as scary as The Exorcist. It's just really interesting, but it has a lot to do with, like, the paranormal and stuff like that, so...
Yeah, I'd agree with you. It's very psychological and paranormal, and it gets you on a different level of creep than what most horror movies do, and I really dig it for that.
Yeah.
Also...
Like,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, your other choice, 13 Ghosts, I didn't even think about that, but that is one of my favorite horror movies. It's one of those fun horror movies. And I love the artistic style they took for each one of the 13 Ghosts. It's like they almost took it out of different genres of horror from folklore of different places, and it's really cool how they mashed that all together. I really dug that movie.
Oh, yeah. If you want something that's more classical, Carrie is really good.
Yeah, definitely.
And Pet Sematary, so obviously we're going with, like, the Stephen King thing.
That's one of the...
Pet Sematary used to scare the shit out of me when I was a kid.
That is one of the 3 horror movies that actually fucked with me as a kid.
Really? Pet Sematary used to scare
Pet Sematary, Corn, Children of the Corn, fuck, I just had it in my head. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. Those were the 3 movies. Yeah. Only 3 movies that could creep me out as a kid.
Jeepers Creepers. And Jeepers Creepers 2. Those are pretty good.
Yeah, those are pretty good modern monster films.
Yeah. Trying to think. What are some other good ones? I'm trying to think of some that I might not take away from anybody else's.
There's definitely some good, like, honorable mentions, like, what was that one about the vampire? Oh, dude, Zombie is awesome, which is a knockoff of, if you guys didn't know, George A. Romero was doing his Night, Dawn, and Day, and he was doing it for I think Dawn was done through a company out in Italy. Well, the company wanted him to keep making more, and he was like, no, I'm going to make Day, and that'll be my last one, and it has to be a certain way. So they went without him and kept using the name Zombie, which they used in Italy and kept making more movies. And there are some really out there zombie movies, man.
What are some other ones? I just had one and I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, no, there's been some really good horror movies.
Yeah, like they're just enough to scare you, but not like pee your pants scare you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they'll give you some very interesting dreams, though.
You say that.
Oh, well, I'm gonna have to go classic with the slasher flick, and the movie that fucked up my sleep for years is A Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, I watched the first one, I think I was probably like 5, and fell in love with it, just for the simple fact that, everybody wants to get down on Freddy because he attacks you in your dreams. I love the idea just for the simple fact that you got to fucking sleep or you'll die anyway. And that's what it's awesome. I can keep my ass out of fucking Illinois to stay away from Michael Myers. I can keep my ass away from a goddamn lake to keep away from Jason. I can keep my ass out of weird fucking Transylvania places for vampires, werewolves, Frankensteins, goblins, ghouls, and fucking Igor little motherfuckers. But guess what? I'm gonna have to take a nap. And when I take that nap, I'm fucked up. But
Oh, just to add to that real quick, also Freddy, why the fuck did I say it? But Nightmare on Elm Street and Freddy Krueger are actually, he got the idea from a real life scenario that happened called, I think it was like, I can't remember, it's Asian something sleep syndrome or whatever, but a tribe from an Asian culture had to become refugees and move away, right? And all the people of this culture started having these weird dreams of a dream demon killing them since they moved away from their homeland, and they would go to sleep and die in their dreams from this thing that kept haunting them night after night. And that's where he got the idea behind it. So that's scary and freaky enough that this thing comes from a real life scenario that actually played out.
Oh yeah, that's and there he pulled a lot of things. Wes Craven, may he rest in peace, pulled a lot of things into a lot of his stuff. I mean, and then he released Scream, which is not on my list, but it's a great honorable mention just for the simple fact of the realism behind that. That's what it. The movie itself is not terrifying. The psychological effects that, oh my god, I can really see people acting this out and doing this is what terrifies the hell out of everybody, honestly, in my opinion. That's what terrified the hell out of me. But to continue on with my mentions, I'm definitely going to throw The Ring up there, the original, the Japanese one, because that one fucked my day up for a hot second.
Like, oh my god, Japanese movies of horror movies are awful. Like The Grudge. Did anyone see the Japanese version of The Grudge?
Yes.
Shit
I fucking live for Ju-on. I'm not kidding.
Are you kidding me?
The second one. It is amazing. I love that movie.
Watched it. I watched that movie. I really like it. The first time I watched it, shit myself.
What's that
Japanese? I fucking love that movie.
What's that
diarrhea everywhere.
What's that Japanese horror movie where it's like this creepy guy stalking this girl? But at the end of it, you find out the girl's the killer, and she's like has him tied up, and she's like torturing the fuck out of him, like taking like his teeth out, his fingernails, and like slowly taking his arms and legs. It's so fucked up, dude.
I know what you're talking about. I've seen it. I don't know the title, but yeah, it's I tell you, they're on a whole different. Like, I'm a seasoned fucking horror movie fan, a veteran of the craft, but some of the shit that they let go, I'm just like, nope, I'm good. I'm out. I'm out, homie. Every light's coming on in the house. I'm checking every nick and corner. Yeah. Why you got that flashlight for? Because if a bitch pop out of a corner, I will club her ass to death with her little no face having because of the hair ass. But to move along, let's see, the Japanese version of The Ring, A Nightmare on Elm Street. I pretty much I'm gonna have to mention Evil Dead 2. Because just for the simple fact that it's funny, but at the same time it's disturbing more than it is scary.
You took one of mine.
Oh, I'm
Change
sorry.
Up my list. No, you're fine. I got a replacement. I know it is. It's such a great movie.
It is. I can't help myself with that movie. As far as the fourth spot, man, there's so many good ones to try to put them in a box, That's the hard part with it, is trying to put shit in a box. I'd probably have to go with Zombie. I mean, I borrowed that from you, and that movie fucking changed my idea on zombies for a long, long time. I mean, it's just so good. and the fact that the way it was shot. It's not like high quality studio CGI, all that shit. The way it was shot looked like somebody was just literally walking around filming on like a privately owned camcorder.
Yeah.
And that's what gave me an extra chill, because I remember watching it and going, "Oh, this is so low budget. It's gonna suck." And then by the end of it, going, "Oh my fucking Christ!"
And it's gruesome as fuck too. Like it goes places you don't think it's gonna go.
Yeah, it does. That's another thing that just made me go, "What the fuck is going on with this movie?"
And it's not like most zombie movies either, where you think, "Oh, they're zombies. All I have to do is run away or stay inside and board up." Like they will put zombies like in a creek bed where you can't see it with water running over, and then you go to take a step, and all of a sudden it grabs your leg and bites you out from under the water. Like it's like the way they get you with the zombies. It shows you that, like, no, you wouldn't be safe no matter what you would do.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and for my top 4, since he already took Evil Dead 2, I'm going to have to replace it, and I'm going to replace it with Friday the 13th, and I'm going to go with Jason Goes to Manhattan, because they're all great movies. So do I. And the reason why I'm picking that one over other ones is it's a great one, but it also cumulates all together of what a Jason movie should be, and the tropes of a Jason movie. So it's fun, it can be creepy and scary for those that it gets to, while at the same time you're loving the Jason moments, like with him and the boxer on the roof, and all these other great moments.
I wanted to mention that part, you dick.
But it's like, if you're going to go with a Jason movie, that's the one that kind of has all those tropes and awesome moments, but it also will creep out some people, like especially when he takes the mask off a few times and scares the shit out of the gangbangers.
Yes.
And then my next will have to be the first movie to ever terrify me growing up, and that was the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was just gruesome in a very realistic and dirty way. Like, I thought these motherfuckers could be real people, these Leatherface and all these fucked up people in this family. Like, it made me question going to Texas the next year. Like, it literally did. Like, that shit was just horrible, man. Then the next one, I have to go with a John Carpenter movie. He needs to have a mention. And there's some good ones he's done. Like, I love his vampire movie that has James Wood, and he's done a lot of great ones like
the original Halloween.
Yeah. And They Live and stuff like that. But the one I'm going to go with is The Thing. To me, that is him at his best. The characters are amazing in that. The story, how they set up the atmosphere, the plot. The enemy is this thing that you can't see that can be anybody around you. And the special effects still hold up to this day and are amazing how they pull it off. And it's claustrophobic, yet you're in this huge area, but you just can't get away from it because it's Antarctica. And the way they play with that is amazing. Yeah. Oh, how many did I do yet? I forgot.
3.
What was my one before? Oh, Texas Chainsaw Friday and then the thing. And you took that one, so I got to do a different one. So I'm going to go with my top one because it's scary in a different way. It actually deals with religion, war, and it's very psychological, deep, and disturbing. Especially when you get to like the demons and this and that. And that's Jacob's Ladder. This thing has so many twists. It teaches M. Night Shyamalan what a twist should be, and in a good way. This movie will have you second guessing yourself and going, what the fuck, to the very end of the movie. And unlike other movies who try to give you some bullshit twist or some twist you don't understand, it literally shines a light at the end of the movie to make you go, oh, damn, that's what's going on. And it actually has a deeper meaning to it, which I think a lot of good horror movies actually do, and the ones that are just, run of the mill, thrown out there at a low budget to make money, as much money as they can in their first 2 days, they don't have a deeper meaning to it, like the George A. Romero zombie films and this and that. But this one has it there, and it makes you almost question reality, religion, and everything else around you at the same time, being terrifying in such great ways. So, let's start with Monkey Paws. Which one do we all think should be on the list of the top 4 from Monkey Paws?
Adam Mock.
Yep, we're going to pick one from each one of us.
Better be Silence of the Lambs, because that shit was awesome.
I agree with that. I think we should keep Silence of the Lambs. That's a good psychological one with some really great moments. Yeah, I'm down for it. What about you, Carmageddon?
God, I don't know.
Well, this is just out of her top 4 to pick one that'll go into the altogether top 4. And I agree with her and Justin on Silence of the Lambs. You think that should be her top one?
I mean, my mom really liked that movie, and I never really got into it, but I think a lot of people did, so I would say that one.
Okay, so first one, Silence of the Lambs. Must see for Halloween. Now we're going to go to Carmageddon. Which one do we all think, and what she thinks should be the top one from her list to go into the top list that you got to see for this Halloween?
Was Hocus Pocus on your list, Michelle?
No. That was one of the ones that we talked about, but it was not on my list.
Probably,
I mean, I think if you want something creepy and dark, that the Babadook is probably the best one.
Oh yeah, that's
a good choice.
A really good one.
I also like your first choice.
Huh?
I said I also like your first choice.
Yeah,
but
13 Ghosts is really good. It's a really old school movie, but I mean, well, to me it is anyway. But I mean, that one, it has like, if you want something that's more monsters and less paranormal, I would say 13 Ghosts. Which that I know sounds contradictory, but right. It's really not. Like,
it's more of a monster film with ghosts behind it.
I mean, that one, it gives you tangible, like there are actual tangible ghosts in that one. The Babadook is something that you never see.
Yeah.
And
isn't
also,
it based on a real thing too?
Huh?
Isn't the Babadook based on a real thing that happened?
Yes,
if I remember
the
correctly?
Babadook, actually, there is an actual book for it, and it is supposedly cursed. Now, of course, you want to like ask people that are more superstitious than I am, but the other thing that I like about that one is that it ties in childhood fears, because what actually happens is that this little boy reads this book called The Babadook, and it ends up causing a bunch of like really bad stuff to happen. So it plays into our childhood fears of what I guess you would call monsters under the bed.
Yeah.
But like it really has that really chilling and dark, and when you do see it, it's really creepy. But
I'll give it my vote.
I was gonna say, I think that one's probably like, if you're wanting to like scare, like thrills, I think that one's probably it.
Well, there you go. Now we have a psychological serial killer one of Silence of the Lambs, and now we have a spiritual, dark, deep one from you. Bucknoggers, what do you think should be the top one from your list?
Just real quick, as long as we play Jack the Ripper versus Hannibal Lecter at the end of Silence of the Lambs for levity before we go into the Babadook, which every time it's on Netflix and Amanda sees it, she does this weird voice and does Babadook, and it's bizarre. It creeps me out.
I think for you, this is just my opinion, is Evil Dead 2, man. That's such a great movie.
I was going to go with that one. I was going to go with Evil Dead 2 just for the simple fact that, you know, it's a twisted movie, and you know it's definitely one that if you've never seen it, you got to sit down and see it. And if you've seen it, then you don't really need an excuse to watch it again. But this is definitely a perfect time of the year to be like, no, this is what we're watching. Why? Because it's this time of the year, and you'll watch it, and you'll laugh, and you'll love it.
Exactly. It'll creep you out and make you chuckle at the same time, and it's almost where you can watch it with your entire family. I would say probably around 11 or 12 years old. Me back in the day, I saw it when I was like 5. But yeah, that was a different time. But it is just an awesome movie. What do you guys think? What do you think from his list should be in the top?
Yeah, I would. I'd go with that one. That blew up in my face, didn't it? Okay.
Sorry, I'm holding the conversation with my brother who just got home. Yeah, I think that one works. I think it sounds good.
There we go. So we got Babadook, Silence of the Lambs, and Evil Dead 2. Now, out of mine, what do you guys think? Me, personally, I like The Thing, but I'd like to hear from what you guys think should be in
there. Personally, for me, I did like The Thing, because it's definitely one of those, like, cult classics. But so is Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
That's one of the ones you show kids. Like, the kids will sneak, like, you'll check on them, and you'll see them watching it. You know, late at night, and then you'll be like, well, I have a chainsaw, let's scare the shit out of them.
Yes. Holy Simpson badass.
And I mean, it's the one where it's like, that could very well be a real person. Probably was a real person. Creepy as shit.
Yeah, it's actually based on real serial killers.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, these people, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, the thing's really creepy, but what I think gets people really scared I mean, it does for me, are the ones that are like real people. Because it's like, people can do this to other people and be okay with it. And they are not phased at all.
The movie Monster.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my choice.
Yeah, Texas Chainsaw creeps me out, so I would go with that one.
Justin, what do you think?
Now, you had The Thing, Texas Chainsaw, and Friday the 13th, and what was your last one?
Oh, Jacob's Ladder, a deep psychological, religious, demons, and war film.
You know, I'm just for the cult push from everybody, I'm probably going to have to go with Texas as well. I mean, Jacob's Ladder, don't get me wrong, you know, I've seen the movie twice, I think, under the influence of plants. We'll call it plants.
Oh god, that's the worst way to watch that movie.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
oh wow,
we shouldn't have done that. But anyway,
No.
Moving along from that, just from the simple fact of, you know, like I was mentioning earlier with the, you know, the Scream thing, where it's like, this is something that you could see happening. This is something that you could get some weird backwoods guy doing it.
What about now?
Yeah, definitely, man. I feel you. And we don't have a slasher yet, and this constitutes as a slasher film and from its sequels. So, and there's a reason why every haunted house you go to has a guy with a chainsaw. So, I agree with you guys that it should be in there, and it's in there. So, the 4 movies you gotta see for horror in the Halloween season is Silence of the Lambs, Babadook, Evil Dead 2, and the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If you ain't seen these, go watch them for Halloween. Sit down with your favorite girl or guy. Sit down with your family and get ready to get creeped out and have some fun.